Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today again on my channel. Today I am bringing you sketch number 2 for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, which she has graciously allowed several of us to participate in. So I'm shooting for all 30, but I don't know how I'll do. But today we are doing this sketch by page maps, and it is more of like a grid. It's the perfect kind of a layout if you have 6x6 paper pads and want to use them up. So I'm taking my 2 pictures that I'm scrapping for my South Dakota album, and I just put them onto a gray background paper from Jen Hatfield. And then the wood grain is also from the same Jen Hatfield paper pad. I believe it's from the paper pad Simple Life. And then I'm taking this crepe paper farmhouse paper 6x6 pad that I have, and I'm cutting them into squares. Now the sketch calls for a 1.5 by 1.5, but I kind of felt like those were too small for the pictures, so I'm actually going 2 by 2. And what I loved about this page map sketch, which I did mimic, is that instead of some of the squares being pattern paper, it's actually trimmed down pictures of 2 by 2 that are replacing a few of the squares. Now I did the same technique when I did my 6 by 6 on the 6, when I did a Christmas quilt. So it's kind of the same idea. But this is now with my travel album, so they won't even be in the same album, and I'm utilizing the same kind of technique. Now, for all the papers, I did go through and ink the edges with the Distress ink in walnut stain. And then I'm just using my T-square ruler to try and square everything up. Again, I have to just kind of tweak it a little bit because I'm not using the same size squares. And the sketch had one square or one picture, and I'm doing 2 because I tend to like doing multiple pictures on a layout. So on this layout, I'm able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures on it. So pretty pleased with that. Sorry. I think I've got allergies going because I've got the frog in my throat today. So I'm just going to continue on with placing these in. I'm trying to not have 2 of the same pattern in the same row going horizontally or vertically, and trying to mix them up so there isn't any that are like right next to each other. Now if you check out the description box below, I do have the links to everyone who is participating today in the hop. Not everyone is going to do every sketch. I know Christy's doing every one of them, and then people are just kind of participating with whatever sketches inspires them, which we encourage you to do as well. So I'm continuing to go ahead and lay these down. Now at the end of my video, I will come back to you in real time because my camera stopped right as I was kind of finishing up. So as I was getting ready to put my title down, it cut out. So I'll just go ahead and come back to you in real time and show you what the layout looks like. Another thing I did after the camera was all off, while I was downloading the video, I actually did add a few puffy stickers, and those are going to be in the close-up so you can see it, and just adds a little bit extra to the layout. And I'm almost done here with adding these all in, and it's pretty easy to follow along. You just kind of got to keep your lines going, and I found it easier to do the outside square and then go back and fill in with the inside. And I'm doing the same thing with the pictures that I did with the pattern papers. I'm trying not to keep them, I'm like trying to get them in different rows and different columns to try and switch things up a little bit, and I think I was pretty successful with that. So after I'm done with this, I pulled out a few fussy cut flowers that were in my stash, and also just a tag that has a grid on it, and I'm trying to keep more to the neutral wood tone type thing. So this was an off-white tag, and I'm going to ink around the edges of that, And then I'm just going to go ahead and tuck in the flowers from Simple Stories in there. The other thing I do is on the sketch there is, I don't know if you'd call it a ribbon, or they did kind of like a scallop strip at the top and the bottom. And as you can see, I used my scalloped ribbon instead. I'm like at a loss today on, oh, I can't even think of what the ribbon is. It'll come to me. 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, I used that instead. I just kind of put a little ATG down and then ran the strip of the thread, or ribbon, over the top of it. And I will go back and glue it with some quick dry adhesive. And I'm also inking the edges of these flowers as well. And I cut the leaves off, and that's kind of another little tip. If you don't like where the leaves are put, cut them off and then you can tuck them in later. They don't have to stay where they were designed for the pattern paper. The next thing, I was really pleased I was able to get this little acetate butterfly in the upper left-hand corner, and I'm going to use my tiny attacher to staple that down. And now in just a minute, after I put twine in the tag, I'm going to come live and I will explain the rest of the layout for you in real time. Hi everybody, I'm coming to you live because I went and got done with my layout, and I found out that it cut off the end of my layout. So I thought I'd come live. I do want to add some Nuvo drops on here, so I'll grab those while we're talking. And I think I'm just going to do it in yellow. Anyway, I just want to explain how I finished it off. I think it cut it off right at the end when I was putting the title on. So I just used these Daily Flash stickers, alphas that I got probably years ago in a Before October Afternoon Quit. They had a warehouse sale and I was thrilled. I ended up getting 2 boxes, so I used those, and I think that's all that you missed on it before it cut off. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put a little bit of the Nuvo drops around just to make my little triangle down here, and then I'll do a little bit up here. And that's it for my layout. I really like this sketch. Now I did go a little bit bigger, and I'm sure I'll explain it in the voiceover that you just saw. But the sketch is calling for 1.5 by 1.5 squares, and I went 2 by 2 because I wanted my pictures a little bit bigger. So, and then I didn't use splatter since I have such a busy background, but otherwise I stuck pretty close to the sketch. And the other thing I was real thrilled about was I was able to go into my ribbon, and I grabbed this scalloped one, and yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and be back tomorrow hopefully with another one for you. So thanks again for joining me. Make sure that you check out the description box below. That will have the list of everyone who's playing along on October 2nd, and also If you're not a subscriber, if you hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so it lets YouTube and others know that you enjoyed this video as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.